What's happening, Bigger Pockets? This is Matt Farrakla. So I talk to a lot of new investors, aka newbies, okay? And I talk to them on webinars that I teach for Bigger Pockets. I talk to them on the forums. I talk to them, sometimes I talk to them on the phone and at Bigger Pockets events that I go to and stuff like that. I talk to a lot of new investors and they all have a lot of the same question. Mostly the question is, should I set up an LLC? How do I get started? All good questions, but not the easiest question. First of all, yes, you should start up an LLC, okay? Answer that question right there. Yes, you should have an LLC. I know no one that owns more than say 10 to 15 units that does not own them in an LLC. So yes, if you want to have more than 1 or 2 units, yes, you need an LLC. But that's not what this video is about. Let's skip that, okay? So there's questions that you guys really should be asking, but a lot of times don't, and that's okay that you're not asking them, but I want to hear in this video, I want to put these questions out here for you guys to answer on your own, okay? So here are the questions that I think newbies should be asking, but don't, and I'll tell you why I think these are the real questions, not should I have an LLC, how do I get started, that kind of stuff. Those questions will really get answered here in these questions, and these are the big questions that you really want to know, right? So, question number 1, okay? And this is a big question, but you need to answer this on your own. I cannot answer this one for you, and this one is straight up, where do you want to be in 5 years? Now, I don't mean physically, I mean just in your life, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean in your business, but what I challenge you guys to do, and I'm saying that everyone should do this, I do this, and this is seasoned investors should be doing this too, is sit down with your significant other, okay? Or by yourself if you don't have one yet, it's okay. Or maybe just people that are near and dear to you, and brainstorm where you want to be in 5 years. And the way my wife and I do it is we describe life as if it is 5 years, 10 years. We go pretty far down the road to plan out where we want to go. But start at 5 years and describe what life looks and feels like 5 years from now, okay? Say it's 5 years from, it's 2013, or no, 2023, it's 5 years from now. And I live here in this town, and I drive this car, and this is what I do during the day. This is what my days look like. This is how old my kids are, if you'll have kids in 5 years. Just describe everything about life and get really clear on what life looks like 5 years from now, and then transpose what kind of a real estate business you need to have to manifest that life for yourself, okay? So, how many units do you need to have? Are you doing this thing full time or not? What is your daily involvement in real estate? Is it zero? Are you just getting mailbox money from your real estate investments that are run by other people? That's possible. Are you doing that? Are you running a juggernaut, a gargantuan real estate company that's producing lots of wealth for yourself and your family, but are you the operator of it? That's okay too. Some people love that, right? So where are you in 5 years? People don't really ask that question, but answering this will tell you where you need to get started, because if you want to be in the middle of a business that's very lucrative, that you could sell one day, or that you're running because you love running business or whatever it is, that will direct you down one path to get started. And if you want to be just kind of collecting mailbox money, or if you want to be maybe still holding down your day job, then that'll direct you another direction. And that takes me to the next question you guys really should be asking yourself, which is, do you want to do this thing full time or not? Okay, meaning real estate investing. Do you want to be a full-time investor? I call this active investing, and in my book, Raising Private Capital, I talk about being a deal provider. That's a deal provider. So those that use private money on behalf of other people in deals are a deal provider. Most people that are doing this thing full-time eventually end up using private money, and they end up becoming a deal provider to other people that want to just invest passively. So if you are doing this thing not full-time, if you want to hold down your day job long-term, that's a big question. Where do I want to be? 5 years? Am I still working or not in my day job? Now, if you've got, let's say you're a practicing physician and you quitting your job today would cause you to abandon, like 8 years worth of school, and then on top of that, years of internships and residency and stuff like that. So maybe it wouldn't be the best idea. You'd be abandoning a lot of your life that you put in to get to yourself where you're at. So maybe you don't want to do that. And maybe you love what you do. A lot of you guys watching might love what you do, but you're looking to just build alternative wealth. You may not hate your jobs. You're just looking to build wealth somewhere else. If that's you, then you might not want to be doing this full time, and that's okay. You do not need to be a full-time real estate investor to be super super successful in real estate. If you listen to the Bigger Pockets podcast, there are plenty of people that still have full-time day jobs, but also are investing in real estate too. So this is a fallacy that you have to do this full-time, okay? Do what you love, but also invest in real estate because it's a great way to build your wealth, okay? And if what you love is running a business, that's what I love, and so then you can run a business around real estate. But you need to make this decision. Do you want to invest full-time? This question will determine, should I be active? Should I do active investments like fix and flips, wholesales? You do enough of those, you're going to need to put your full-time gig into doing this. Do I want to be a landlord, an active landlord, or do I want to, do I want to just be passive and just make some extra returns on my money as I earn it, make it over here elsewhere? Or maybe that turns you into a passive investor, right? In my book, Raising Private Capital, that's a cash provider. That's someone who just provides cash to someone who's doing it full-time, and they make a great return on their money, but they keep doing what they love, okay? These two questions are good. Ask yourself these. And the last one that I think that you guys need to be asking is, and this plays for being active or passive, and this really has to do with a lot of new investors I meet think that they need to be great at everything. They think they need to learn everything. And this has to do with the LLC question, because if I needed to answer a question like that, I would just call my lawyer, because I have a lawyer. Then my lawyer knows these things that I don't, because he's great at that kind of stuff. Those are his skills. I'm not handy. I'm not good. You would not want to walk or habitate in a property that I had anything to do with my handiwork, because I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Never have been. Sorry. And so that's not what I'm good at. So I hire contractors that are great at that kind of stuff. So this question is, what am I great at and what am I not great at, right? So let's just call this like skills I have and ones I don't. So newer investors don't really do a self-assessment to acknowledge this is what I'm great at and this is what I'm not. And very quickly, instead of saying, I'm going to learn what I'm not great at, and it's okay to learn some things if you're passionate about it, if it's intrigues you, you want to learn so you can become better at things like that. But my suggestion to you is, there's a lot of things that you're not great at that you're just not necessarily, you don't need to be great at. You don't need to learn how to do everything. You can find people that are great at that. And I heard Brandon say this on the podcast at one point, that there are people out there in the world that are great at things that you suck at and can feed their family getting paid to do things that you are awful at, right? That's deep, and that's great, because you can find people that are like they have this skill you don't. Maybe they are a future business partner of yours. Maybe they're a future just someone for you to hire as an employee, or maybe they're just an affiliate that you can have that helps you do whatever that is, whether that's handiwork, whether that's design work for projects that you're going to do lots of construction on. Maybe that's property management and dealing with tenants. Maybe you're too nice and you don't want to deal with tenants. Well, hire a really property manager that's really, really hardcore, and they can really, relate to tenants and deal with them in a manner that'll get the job done, right? So whatever it is, what are you great at that you're not? Figure that out and focus on your greatness only. Focus on what you're great at and the skills that you have, and then find people to fill in what you don't, okay? You answer yourself these questions. This will answer all the other stuff. What should I do to get started? How much money do I need? All those kinds of things, because how much money do I need to get started, or I don't have any money, well, that's okay. Because you can decide, well, if you want to go full-time eventually, then maybe find someone you can mentor underneath that's doing it full-time that can help you grow where you want to go. And where do I want to be in 5 years will help you answer things like, what kind of deal should I focus on, right? And the skills you have, things you don't, should help you also decide what you should be doing. Well, do what you're great at, first of all. Do that, right? Because if it feels good and you're really good at it, you can do a lot of it, and you have a lot of stamina when you're doing it, well, hey, I think you should keep doing that, because that'll probably get you to success the fastest. So these are the things that I think that new investors should be asking. Drop some comments in the comment bar on what you guys think of this, okay? And also drop down some comments if you think I missed something, or if you think I'm completely off base. That's okay. I love to learn too. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the questions new investors have, because I'm really passionate about helping new investors, and my intention is that these questions really guide the new investors that are watching this on where you need to go. And if you're a seasoned investor and you want to pipe in on this one too, then jump in as well. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great and profitable week.